I am back with another video on iSolved. In this video, we are going to review our time card. So let me get logged into our test employee. Again, it's really important you're visiting the correct URL, hkp-usa.com. For time card reviews, I really recommend using the classic view on a desktop computer. It's going to give you the biggest overview of your time card. So we're going to get logged in here. To view your time card on the left-hand screen, open up Time and Attendances, then click on Time Card. Here we are viewing the pay period that we want to review and approve for. If you want to look at previous time cards, you can toggle through the different date ranges here. Shalita operates on a 2-week pay period. Our work week begins on Sunday and ends on Saturday. 2 weeks make up a pay period. So during this pay period here, all hours worked will be paid out on the following Friday, which will be paid out on Friday, October 28th for what we're looking at here. You can break it down and look at the week view if you prefer to look at each week. Right now, our test employee is working as a full-time employee. Our full-time employees do have minimum hours per week requirement that should be worked. If in the event the employee is not working that minimum hours requirement, PTO should be added to get them to that minimum hours requirement. So here on our time card, anything in light blue is showing a scheduled shift. Blue, this royal blue color as I'm pointing to, is the start and end time. So this particular employee is scheduled to work 7:30 to 3:30, 40 hours a week. And when the royal blue shows up, means it's perfect. They work 7:30 to 3:30. They were here on time, and they left on time when they were supposed to. If you see any gold alerts, that's something that is the employee was maybe late for work. They left early, they started work too early, or they just worked when they were not scheduled to work. This is more so an FYI for your supervisor, but it's also good for you to know as an employee as well. Because when you look at your time card, you want to make sure all of your shifts are in this royal blue, which means you're showing up to work on time, you're leaving when you're supposed to, and you're working all of your scheduled shifts. Pink alerts, as shown here on Monday, is a missing punch alert. Pink alerts or missing punch alerts need to be addressed as soon as possible. You may miss a punch because you forgot to punch in, or maybe perhaps the time clock was down. Really want to limit the occurrences of any kind of missing punches. So in the event that you have a missing punch, you need to submit a missing punch, which will prompt your time card approver to review and approve that missing punch, which will then appear on your time card once it is approved. So in order to do that, you would go to the time clock button up here, submit missed punch. We are going to choose Monday the 10th, and I left work that day at 3:30 p.m. And it's really important that you choose the correct mode. So was this your out punch or was this your in punch? So again, we're submitting our missed punch for the 10th at 3:30 in the afternoon, and that is our out punch. Save. What happens is the supervisor is going to be alerted of that, and once it's approved, your shift will then appear in either blue or yellow, according to if you were here on time or you were late. Shifts that are shown in bright green, like this one here, that's a training shift. That means you're scheduled for a training. So how do you submit time off requests? You can do that right through here, request time off. Any employees can submit a request time off. So maybe I'm a part-time staff and I just need to submit a time off request for a future date. This is how you do it. You simply select the option that is available to you in the drop-down button. You would select the date or date range that you need to be off and how many hours a day that you're looking to be off for. I always suggest adding a comment in here so that you know for future dates why you requested that date off. So we're going to go back to our time card. So a few key takeaways here are pink alerts must be addressed as soon as possible. Yellow alerts are an FYI for you. You were late for work, left early, worked outside of your scheduled shift, or maybe you started work early that day. Blue is good, and if you can break it down by the week view, that is going to give you the hours per week that you are required to work. So again, this is our work week starting on Sunday, ending on Saturday. So if we're looking at this particular work week, the employee worked 42.25 hours. That means they will receive 2.25 hours of overtime because as the law states, any hours worked in excess of 40 for hourly or non-exempt employees should be paid at a rate of 1.5 times the employee's regular rate of pay. Also, really good for you to know is how you are being paid. Because here at Shalita, we do pay our staff for working weekend hours. That is a shift premium. We also pay for third shift hours, which is any hours worked for non-exempt or hourly employees from midnight to 7 a.m. That's also another shift premium. So here, those hours are going to be broken out. So you have your regular hours, which is indicated here, what you worked regular. And that is going to be paid to you at your regular rate of pay. Your training is also paid to you at your regular rate of pay. Third shift hours is indicated here. So this particular day on Wednesday, the employee worked 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. It looks like maybe they picked up some extra hours, wanted to help out. So again, our third shift is midnight to 7 a.m. So from 6 to 7 for 1 hour, this employee is going to earn that third shift differential. Also, weekend shifts will show you here if you fell into that category, and also overtime. And down here at the bottom, it just tells you what type of particular position that you were working in at the time. So week view is really important. You want to toggle through the different weeks while you are working as a full-time employee, making sure that you're hitting that minimum hours requirement for your particular position. Approving our time cards. Why is this important? Because accurate payroll and paying you correctly starts with the employee. So if I was an employee and I was scheduled to work on Monday the 10th, and maybe I just forgot to punch in, I forgot to punch in, and I forgot to punch out. I didn't submit any missed punches, and I approve my time card as is. My supervisor also approves as is. I will not be paid for that day. Also, maybe if I wanted to submit PTO for this day on Thursday the 13th so I could get paid for the other 4 hours, that needs to be done by the employee as well. So accurate payroll, ensuring that you are paid accurately starts with the employee. That's why approving our time cards is so important. When do you approve your time card? You approve your time card at the very end of the pay period. So Saturday the 22nd ends the pay period. You can approve your time card after you are done working for the current pay period, but no later than noon on Monday following the pay period. So review your time card. You're reviewing it to make sure all hours worked are on your time card. If there's any missing punches, you want to get those submitted. And once everything looks perfect on your time card, that is when you go in here and approve as the employee. Right now, I am not going to approve because my supervisor has not gone in and approved that pending punch, which is going to populate the 8 hours, in this case 7.75 hours on the time card. Once those hours appear on there, that's when you can go in and approve as the employee. So once you are good to approve, click the approve button and you can log out. So again, once or twice during the current pay period, address any pink alerts as needed. Submit PTO if you would like to be paid if you're a full-time employee and you have that available for you so that you can meet the minimum hours requirement for your particular position. And then make sure you are approving your time card by Monday at noon following the pay period. Also, on payday, which is the Friday following the pay period, you want to log into iSolve and review your pay stub to make sure everything is listed as it should be. If you have questions, concerns, or if there's any issues with your pay stub, be sure to talk to somebody in HR as soon as possible so we can get that addressed or answer any questions you may have.